Right now at noon, why the Joplin School Board opposes a state bill aimed at increasing teacher pay and changing school funding.
And we've still got some showers, a few rumbles of thunder out there, a few more scattered storms on the way. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
And we'll look at aging roads and bridges in our area and the efforts to maintain their safety.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Cherokee County authorities are tracking a fugitive which caused a precautionary lockdown at an area school. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. According to Sheriff David Groves, a fugitive was allegedly at a house in Baxter Springs, Kansas. They cleared the house, and as of 11:16 a.m., Groves says they are doing a canine track. He tells KOAM the lockdown at Quapaw, Oklahoma Public Schools was a precautionary measure. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got ourselves some scattered showers and still a couple of thunderstorms now developing out in parts of Elk and Chautauqua counties. And most of this is shower activity, but you can see there have been a few lightning strikes here and there. So scattered thunderstorms are going to continue for us through the day, all part of this broader system. So we've got the spin from that low pressure. We got a cold front back behind all of this. So we had some development along that line, and now that's starting to roll on out and back up toward the front. So we're going to get some new development out there, which is what we're starting to see across the area. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line. It is cloudy in Joplin. We've had some light showers continuing. We had one heck of a thunderstorm early this morning. A lot of lightning. It wasn't severe, but it had a lot of electricity with it. Our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin also showing we got those cloudy skies. And if you look close enough, you'll see the stray shower or stray sprinkle out there. Some good news on our severe threat. It's been reduced. It's been backed up a little bit. First, the low tornado threat has been removed. So we are looking a lot better from that front. We still have a low end risk for some large hail, maybe some damaging winds out of some of the stronger storms. But again, the overall severe threat still relatively low in general. We started yesterday 59, so above normal and almost 10 degrees above normal for our high at 82. But we are not going to quite make it there. We're going to be closer to normal for today. 72 in Joplin, 73 in Pittsburgh right now. Temperatures around the region, we're getting a mix. This is what I was talking about this morning. So we got some cloud cover. It's keeping temperatures a little cooler in spots. Otherwise, we've got mid, even upper 70s out west where there's been some clearing. Other cloud cover and showers, still low 70s out there. Scattered showers, thunderstorms continuing through the evening, maybe a few remnant showers late, and then we'll start to go cloudy to mostly cloudy overnight. We'll talk more about what we're expecting for the rest of today, our thunderstorm chances through the weekend and next week in that full forecast here in a few more minutes. Lise?
All right, thanks, Chris. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store in the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Well, the southeast Kansas county with the highest number of county maintained roadway miles is also operating on one of the smallest budgets. Cherokee County's road and bridge budget for 2024 is $3.6 million. Those are funds set aside to maintain 1,300 miles of road and 234 bridges. If you've ever wondered why some roads are labeled as county roads and others as state highways, well, it's mostly to do with who pays to maintain them. 301 of Cherokee County's 1,300 miles are currently paved. The busiest county road is Old 96. Recent bridge inspection reports show more than 2,500 vehicles travel the Kansas portion every day. But you don't notice when you cross into Missouri, it's no longer a county road.
It was one given to us by KDOT, but before me, we're getting ready to get old 166, where they're doing the new one east of Baxter. So the old part of that, I can't remember how many miles are in it, 4 or 5 miles, are going to be county maintained after they pull out of there.
According to the National Bridge Inventory, Kansas has more than 4,900 bridges in need of repair. Missouri has identified and needed repairs on just over 4,500 bridges. The Oklahoma Department of Transportation says it's monitoring a log jam on the Neosho River at Twin Bridges State Park, but isn't closing the bridge just yet. A news release from ODOT says the Highway 60 bridge can withstand a building of drift much larger than the current logjam and found it isn't structurally in danger. They say they are working with the GRDA and BNSF Railroad to come up with plans to remedy the jam, but must wait until water levels subside. 2 Ottawa County, Oklahoma jail inmates are sentenced for setting a fire inside the jail. Court documents say it happened on December 23rd. Authorities say 30-year-old Justin Gehring and 23-year-old Tyler Tavis set fire inside the jail. Both pleaded guilty to damage by fire of property owned by an institution receiving federal funding. Both are sentenced to 5 years in prison and 1 year of supervised release. The Joplin School Board members are urging Missouri Governor Mike Parson to veto a bill that would raise teacher salaries and change how state aid to schools is calculated. The Missouri House passed the bill with a vote of 82 to 69, the bare minimum needed for approval. Supporters of the bill saying it's good for schools and teachers. However, members of the Joplin School Board believe otherwise.
We know that there's not an unlimited amount of money in Jefferson City, and we do not want the foundation formula or the transportation funding formula to be negatively impacted, which are currently fully funded. And we believe that this could potentially, SB 727 could potentially take funding from those crucial funding sources.
The Missouri National Education Association also opposes the bill, arguing it would funnel resources from public schools to private schools. Well, May is recognized as National Foster Care Month, and in Joplin, Foster Adopt Connect aims at keeping kids out of foster care and supporting foster families. Over the last 2 years, the nonprofit has assisted more than 700 families in 9 counties with clothing, food, and other programs.
My wife and I started fostering after our first daughter was born, and so really we had the conversation about how do we parent, how do we raise this child to be giving and loving and kind and generous and all of the things that you want your children to be. And we decided that we would open our home.
We come to work, but a lot of what we do doesn't really feel like work because we're coming in alongside families in challenging times, and we get to help them along the way and see them on the other side a lot of times, you know, in a whole different light, and it's a really cool thing.
According to the organization, Jasper County has almost 400 kids in foster care. And Foster Adopt Connect supports not only foster families, but also other members of the community. For more information on how to help and their upcoming events, visit our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Roper Kia in Joplin yesterday hosted its annual toy drive to benefit the Children's Center in Joplin. The dealership also presented a check for $9,000. The event marks the end of Child Abuse Awareness Month, and every year the dealership partners with the Children's Center, who works directly with victims of abuse. Coming up, a family in Missouri is now in need of desperate help after their twins were diagnosed with a rare medical condition. And later, we're making quinoa veggie salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. A Missouri family says they desperately need help after their newborn twins were diagnosed with a rare condition and their insurance won't pay for treatment. The one-time treatment cost up to $2.5 million, and without it, the twins are unlikely to live past the age of 2. Dennis Evans has their story.
It's graduation day for Eli and Easton Reed.
Oh my gosh, the boys both get to come home today.
After a month at the NICU at St. Luke's Hospital, the twins, they're finally heading home.
We're extremely excited to go home and snuggle with them.
But this is just the next step in their journey. The boys are in desperate need of treatment for a rare spinal condition called SMA.
They lose the ability to breathe because their diaphragm loses that muscle control.
The family says their employer's health insurance changed right after the twins were born, so now their life-saving treatment is not being covered.
We asked them to appeal it, and they denied that.
The family continues to search for help and hope that the twins,
Mr. Eli, I feel like he kind of has more my nose,
will get the treatment that they need. The parents are pursuing every option they can and are committed to doing whatever it takes to save the lives of their boys.
I'm holding my heart in my hands, and just the fact that their life is in somebody else's hands, whether it be they get this treatment or they don't, you know, and that's somebody else's choice, and it's just hard to cope with that right now.
The family has started a GoFundMe to help pay for the medication and intensive care expenses. You can search for it under Eli and Easton Reed. Still to come on at KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Grab a bag of quinoa and get ready as we dish up a new salad that's packed with protein. Did I mention it's pretty tasty too?
And we've got more thunderstorms on the way for now, and we'll start to clear out a bit for our Friday. We'll have a look at your forecast when we come back.
Experience the flavors of the Mediterranean in a new way with today's Mr. Food dish. Howard is showing us the recipe for quinoa veggie salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you know us here in the Test Kitchen, we're not big on following fads or rushing after this or that trend just because a few people tout it. After all, how many times do we hear about something that's popular and it's either not readily available or the taste is just okay? But now that quinoa has become so mainstream and many of us have recognized all of its benefits, it's a great option to add to our pantry. So let me show you a salad that features quinoa in a whole new way. We start by cooking some quinoa according to the package directions. Takes just minutes. After it cools, we toss in some broccoli florets, a red pepper that we chunked up, a good amount of chopped red onion, and some crumbled feta. Of course, to make sure there's lots of flavor, we add in some dried oregano, salt, pepper, and a generous amount of a Greek-style dressing. Can't get any easier than that. Once this is tossed and chills for about an hour, it's ready to team with any of our mealtime favorites. Between the crunch of the veggies, the heartiness of the quinoa, and the wow we get from the dressing, what's not to love? To get the recipe for our quinoa veggie salad, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a different kind of way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can, of course, find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go on over to our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Now, here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, as mentioned, some of these storms could be strong to low-grade severe, and these storms in southeastern Kansas have reached that strong status. We're talking wind gusts to 50 miles an hour and about penny-sized hail. This is in Wilson, Chautauqua, Woodson, and Greenwood counties. And just a quick look back, this is only 30 minutes ago to right now. So these storms have definitely picked up intensity. They are not severe at this time, but we'll keep an eye on them for you. Otherwise, scattered storms through the day will be in the low to mid 70s for most of us, clearing out tomorrow. More storms this weekend.
All righty, thanks, Chris. And Dow, what do you have for this evening?
Lots coming up at 5. For starters, a new trend is creeping into the fashion industry, and scientists say that human hair might be the next biggest sustainable material. Yeah, we're going to take a look at how the material is being woven into clothes. Plus, it's been more than a year since there was a mass resignation from the Goodman Police Department. We're going to hear from the community about how things have happened in the last year as they reflect back. And a look into the legacy of President Harry S. Truman and the preparations for Lamar, Missouri's Truman Day celebrations that can be held this weekend. Hope you join us. KOAM News at 5.
Absolutely. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Before we go, say hello to the Nettles Elementary 3rd grade class.